So Hunter x Hunter chapter 385 still gives us a little bit of a glimpse into the terrifying nature of Serenich, or however you say his name. I still haven't 100% confirmed how to pronounce his name, but Jesus, this guy is scary. This guy is basically Satan incarnate, the Antichrist. I don't know what he is. I don't know what his Nen ability is, but he has got something going on that's just wow. I mean, this chapter, I really love this chapter. Actually, this might be one of my favorite chapters in the whole Succession War arc. And it's got like the least amount of information and least amount of exposition, which is very like opposite of what Hunter x Hunter usually is. So that part's kind of funny that it would like wind up being my favorite. But the tension that was building in this scene was great, and that's basically what it was. This chapter was just a scene. We are in just one room, and we are with Serenich being trained by his bodyguard. I can't remember her name, but she was the one that just didn't want to teach him Nen because she knew, she knew this guy's personality and his skill set and how much of a genius he is and how well he picks up on things and how much of a danger it would be to life, the universe, and everything if this guy learned Nen. Well, too late. He's learning Nen, and he is making an insane amount of progress. It's very stressed early on in Hunter x Hunter that to learn Nen, to learn all of the aspects of Nen and put it all together before you create your Hatsu ability and whatnot, there's so many different intricate things you have to learn. Ten, Ren, Zetsu, and all those crazy three-letter words that are very fun to remember, but I think I got them down at this point. And it takes a while. It takes months of training. It takes concentration. It takes dedication. It takes, understanding yourself and your own ability, what kind of Nen user you are, what it's going to be. There's a lot of aspects to it. This guy has pretty much mastered all that in just a couple of days, it seems like, or it might be a week at this point. I'm not really sure what the timeline is right now. I kind of lost track of that because I was just so invested in what was happening with these characters. Okay, so basically, I thought the bodyguard in the last chapter had kind of like been smoothed over by Serenich to the point where she kind of is like, okay, fine, we are on the same team, let's see how far this could go. I thought she kind of got over the fact that she was scared for him to learn Nen, saw that he was doing it so well, and was just like, alright, you know what? I'm just going to go with it. Turns out that was actually a lie, and she was actually trying to get him further to train Zetsu, and Zetsu in Hunter x Hunter, of course, I don't know why I'm explaining this, because everyone watching this video is obviously a Hunter x Hunter fan, but Zetsu is where you shut off your aura, so basically all of your ability to use Nen kind of goes away, you shut it off, you close it down, you're just normal, average human being at that point. So, being in a state of Zetsu is the best time to kill a Nen user because their Nen defenses, of course, are all down. They're just like you and me at that point. So she's getting him to train to use Nen, to concentrate, close his eyes, meditate, shut off his aura, which would be the perfect opportunity to kill him. And that's actually what she was trying to do, so I was wrong about that in the last chapter, that she wasn't actually going along with it. She was kind of lying to him to get him into this sense of security with her training, so that he could, so she could convince him to do Zetsu. And then, of course, be able to kill him. And she's like willing to sacrifice herself for this too, because obviously you aren't going to get away with killing a prince. Like, there's other bodyguards around. There's like, people are going to find out. Like, you're not going to be able to just cover this up, right? So she's down to do this. She's willing to make the ultimate sacrifice to do it. So yeah, she gets him into the state of Zetsu. His eyes are closed. He's meditating very quietly. She pulls out her gun, puts it to his forehead, ready to kill him. And I guess this scene also takes place during the same time that the banquet is taking place. So we're kind of like backtracking a little bit to see what Serenich was doing during that time, which is cool. I like that kind of stuff. I like it's a very Tarantino-esque, where you have a scene that happens here, and then a little bit later you go back and see what another character was doing during that scene and how it all kind of links up together. I really like that kind of like intricate timeline spacing that is done in movies and shows and manga and whatever else. So that was really cool to see. And Melody goes to play her flute, which of course put everyone into this like music-like trance to distract people for Fugetsu to escape. And man, that chapter was sad, wasn't it? Anyways, sorry. God, heartstrings, man. Anyways, so her music goes off on the loudspeakers and it goes through the entire ship, which I didn't actually realize it went through the entire ship. I guess I probably read that, but just didn't register that. But So it goes through, so basically this exact moment that the bodyguard is trying to shoot Sardonyx is the exact moment that Melody is playing her song and the music is going through the entire ship, and she starts to see like the meadows and fields and everything, that kind of vision, that music-like trance, and that happens at the exact same time that she shoots her gun off. Now she sees herself shoot Sardonyx in the head. She sees the bullet go through, she sees his body hit the ground. As his body hits the ground is when the meadows and fields and butterflies and all the beautiful things in the world start showing up. And so she's like, what is happening? And she's in this trance. And then when Melody's song stops and she's out of the trance, Sardonyx is gone. His whole body's gone. There's no blood on the floor whatsoever. The other bodyguards rush in from hearing the gunshot. And Sardonyx shows up behind her saying, like, guys, don't worry about it. This was part of the training. Like, she's fine. She just needs to go take a rest. So what happened? So how did somehow with Melody's song, did that disrupt his Zetsu? Did he come out of it for a split second and change something? Why did she see a body? I really don't know. I don't really have any answers for this. I'm sure it's explained in the next chapter or coming up chapters, but I'm at a bit of a loss. Did she just see a vision? Was she just seeing, like, was Melody's song basically showing her, you know, something pleasant and happy and whatever, and maybe like the body of Sardonyx was something that she wanted, that would give her pleasure and joy, so she was imagining that in the fields and meadows and whatnot as well. Maybe that was part of it, or maybe his Zetsu turned off for like a split second and he was able to create some kind of like conjure some sort of, you know, duplicate dead body of him for her to see, or I don't know what that would be. Like, I really don't know. Like, I don't have any ideas. But he's unharmed, and with his Zetsu off after this, his Nenbi shows back up and looks at the bodyguard right in her face and basically says, if you lie to him again, you will cease to exist as a human. And I think that's really interesting, because it's not saying if you lie to him again, I will kill you. It's saying if you lie to him again, you won't exist as a human. And then when bodyguard wakes up, she passes out. When she wakes up, she has a scar across of her face. And so I'm thinking that the Nenbeast basically mutilates you, or, you know, disfigures you in such a way so that you can't be recognized as a human. And that's kind of it's like a poison. Like, remember when Sardonyx was holding the cup of water to see what kind of Nen type he was, and you know, it was just like bubbling and gooky, and you know, it's drawn in black and white, obviously it's manga, but I was picturing like a green, yellow, like disgusting black, like poison coming from it. And that's kind of what I feel like Sardonyx's Nen ability is. It's like poison, because this man is a poisonous person. You know, he's, to the people around him, he's a murderer, he's, you know, full of himself, he's just a disgusting human being. Really intelligent, disgusting human being, but that kind of adds to the fear about him, and I feel like that kind of would be represented in his Nenbeast. Basically, it's like a disease, like a poison, and so that's why she's got like this mark across her face. It's just like a bubbling, it even kind of looks like it's like bubbling. It's really gross. Just kind of like a disfigurement, you know, just kind of a disease disfigurement is basically what I'm saying. So that could delve into what his Nenbeast does, what his actual Nen ability is. That might have something to do with getting her to see it as if he was shot, and then showing up behind her being unharmed. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm very, very curious to see. Also, I am fearful because he heard Melody's song over the intercom, and I guess was aware of that, and he wants to see Melody. And oh man, because Melody is such a empathetic character. Like, she literally, like, part of her ability is she can hear your heartbeat and like tell, you know, what you're feeling and thinking, and kind of like I couldn't imagine her, you know, such a wholesome character around such a horrible, disgusting, poisonous character like Sardonyx. But it looks like it's going to happen, and I'm sure it's going to be for some great stories. So wow. Tell me what you guys thought about this chapter. I really enjoyed it. This was probably one of my favorite chapters, and I just can't wait to see what kind of havoc Sardonyx is going to reap upon this boat, upon everybody, upon the other princes, and maybe even make it to the Dark Continent. So let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. Give it a thumbs up if you want to. Subscribe if you'd like to stick around. I'll talk to you in the next review.